Cole here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life with a review of Rise to the Sky's brand new album, the one-man doom metal band from Santiago, Chile. Now, since its inception, this band has been very, very busy, releasing the album Moonlight in 2019, the EP In the Grave of a Forgotten Soul in June of 2020, the second album Death Will Not Keep Us Apart in October 2020, and another EP, A Cold Embrace from Life, in December 2020. A ton of releases. So it's been a few months. It's time for Rise to the Sky to emerge from brief hibernation and release a brand new record called Let Me Drown in You. An album that was conceived in a time of fear and isolation and conveys deep reflections about life and death. It will be released on March 12, 2021 via GS Productions. Now, I do have to start this review off on a somber note. It is about grief. It's something we all deal in different ways. This album is how Sergio is dealing with his. An album that honours his late father while staying true to Rise to the Sky's modern atmospheric laden doom sound. That loss alone adds massive emotional weight to the record, but crucially, it comes through in spades via the music. We are big fans of Rise to the Sky at gbhbl. We loved Death Will Not Keep Us Apart and put the EP A Cold Embrace from Life as number 4 in our best EPs of 2020. So with that, it's no surprise that our expectations are high here. What is less of a surprise is that once again Rise to the Sky exceed them. Let's make this clear right away. This album is stunning, spellbinding, heartfelt, emotive, and crushingly heavy. Few bands, at least in my opinion, are as good at making you feel as deeply as Rise to the Sky. But even fewer are as capable of making your neck ache at the same time. The album, it's split into 2 chapters. The first is based around life, dreams, and passion, and is titled as such, beginning with melodrama that bleeds into a fervent display of the heftiest and sluggish kind of doom. The vocals here are growling with a ton of vigour, and the atmosphere just deepens as it goes on. If there's one thing this album has in bucket loads, it is atmosphere. It's the same thing that dominates Dream the Pain Is Gone, and the title track in the best possible way. The tearful sentiment dragged out to breaking point, but also impossibly addictive to listen to. Eschewing the more drawn-out listens we've had so far, Libustad is a more concise effort, but still dripping in strong melancholy vibes before Chapter 1 wraps up with a soft interlude called Passion. Now, of course, there's a ton more to come. Plenty more on Chapter 2, Death, Grief and Transformation, beginning with a similar melody to the previous interlude. It doesn't necessarily flow from one to the other, but it's a clear progression from that to this. Called Turn Us to Stone, it continues the moving atmospheric melodies while being very, very doomy. A dark drop in the gorgeous depths near the end of the track just makes this one all the more impressive. Speaking of impressive though, the pairing of Leaving This World and Bury Me in Your Heart is Rise to the Sky at its strongest, both within the emotional atmosphere side and bleak heaviness aspects. By the end, few won't be basically exhausted listening to this album, but grateful for the sharing and depth of feeling Rise to the Sky has portrayed here. It's with an almost hopeful and somewhat uplifting melody that we end with, Transformation Postlude. This is where things come to a close truly, and it's quite a surprising end, but really, really nice too. Now, as I've said at the start, and I'll say it again, do you really need to be told that this is a must-hear album? It's a contender for Album of the Year, and I'll be honest, I don't see anything with this much heart being heard this year again, or anytime soon. Probably not until the next Rise to the Sky release. The thought-provoking, emotional aspect of the album can't be understated. Even if you don't know the story behind it and the inspiration behind a lot of the music, I think loss, grief, and so on comes through musically. Throughout the atmospheres, throughout the absolutely, we can't understate this crushing doom aspect. All of that combined, the fact that this is the work of one man as well. And this is not the first great release. This is another great release in a row of several great releases. Rise to the Sky are spectacular, Sergio is a spectacular artist. Listen to this album, basically, is what I'm trying to get across to you. It is out on March 12, 2021 by GS Productions. When you hear it, I'd love to know what you think of it in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?